This is Dirshu Mishna Berurah as we continue learning the halachos of Nisios Kapayim, duchaning in the middle of Siman Kof Chav Ches. We pick it up from Siv Chav Dalid, in which the Mechaber teaches us the people who are behind kohanim, the people that are standing behind the kohanim, einan bechlal bracha, are not included in the bracha. Avol milifneim, in front of them, ubetzideim, on their sides. Afilu mechitza shel barzel einay mafsekes. If you're standing in front of the kohanim or on the side, even an iron wall can't stop that bracha from a Kadosh Baruch Hu. But if you're behind them, then you're not part of the bracha. So it's not a physical reality, of course, that's blocking the bracha, but rather it's the position and the placement in relationship to the kohanim. If you're behind the kohanim, but it was an eines, it was an unavoidable reason, if one has to work and he can't get off from work to come to shul, then they are part of the bracha. So when one could be in front of the kohanim and he's not, that's when he's not part of the bracha. We'll see the reasoning in a moment, but the simple case is you're in shul, and maybe you're sitting in the front wall, and the kohanim are a little bit back by the amud. So in such a scenario, you could very easily move and be in front of the kohanim, and you do not, then you're not included in the bracha. Says Mishmur Sivkot Sadi Gimel, Amsha Acharei Kohanim Hainu, Hafilu Einon Acharei Mamish, not Mamish behind them, Al Meshuchim Nitzadim, a little bit to the side, Kivish Al Kopanim Achareim, since Lamais, you're behind them, Einon Bechlal Bracha, they're not included in the bracha. Hafilu Einon Mafsik Midei Beinam the Bein Kohanim, even if nothing separates you between you and the kohanim, but Lamais, you're behind them, you're not part of the bracha. Sivkot Sadi Dalet explains the Mishnah Berurah, Einon Bechlal Bracha. Why? To be nadavka upon him, connected upon him, as we've seen, you have to be face to face, to be in front of the kohanim. In front of them or to the sides, pirush. If you're in front of the kohanim, it's not mamish in front of the kohanim are here. Instead of being here, you're a little bit to the side. Of course you are. You're literally on the sides. You are, yes, you're included in the bracha. But if you're on the side, again, if the kohanim are here and you're on their side, that's fine. But if you're on the side and behind them, that is not included in the bracha. The example he just gave, if you're standing on that front wall, and the aron sticks out a little bit, and the kohanim are in front of the aron, einon bechlal bracha. But again, if the aron doesn't stick out, and the front wall is flush, which many shuls have, and therefore the kohanim are standing flush where you are standing on that front wall, then you'd, yes, be part of the bracha. You're only not part of the bracha if you're behind the kohanim. Says the Bach, nowadays, as we purchase a seat in the shul, chashuvim kanusim, it's considered like an anus, unavoidable to move. You can't push your friend away. Aval says the Mishnah Berurah, ein zem maspik. He doesn't like the reasoning of the Bach. You can easily find a place to stand to the side of the kohanim, or stand by the bima. So lemaisa, if you are equal or behind the kohanim, excuse me, incorrect. If you're equal, it's fine. If you're behind the kohanim, then you should move to be in front of the kohanim. If it wasn't an anus, even if you're in shul, you're behind the kohanim. Now finally we get the reason why. In front is good, side is good, but behind is not. You know why? He says the Mishnah Berurah, because you're making it as if the bracha is not dear to you. Why not? Imagine the Gadol Hadar is standing there and you stay behind him. What are you doing, you fool? Go accept the bracha from him. And because you didn't, that is why you're not included in the bracha. We continue with Sif Chav Hey, says the Mechaber. Beis HaKnesset Kula Kohanim. If we have a shul that's all Kohanim, it means Shem Ela Asara. There's only 10 people. Kulam Oilim La Duchan. They all go Duchan. Lemim Avarchim. Who are they blessing? La Chayem Shebisada. Like we just said, if someone is an Oines, and that's the reason why he wasn't able to come to shul, he's part of the bracha. So even if they're all kohanim and seemingly they're blessing no one, yes they are. They're blessing those in the fields. Who answers amen? Hanashim ataf, the women and children. Let's say there's more than 10. Whoever more than 10 go up in duchen, vivarchu v'asar ein achreim amen. And then the 10 will stay behind and say amen. So if it's possible to have a minion answering, that's what you should do. If not, then you're allowed to have all the kohanim duchaning. And we continue with Mishnah Berurah. Sevkatan Sadi Zayin Kulam Hainu Levan Mishleach Sibur. Point out to Mishnah Berurah, you need a Shliach Sibur. Sha'af Shu Koyin Beviz a Koyin Arikamel and Elbsiv Chav. We learned yesterday, or 2 days ago. The Shliach Sibur Koyin V'yishav Kohanim Acheir Meviz a Koyin, and there are other Kohanim. The Machaber Baskin the law he says Kav Shu Muftal Achsel Tfilasai. Even if he's able to go back to his davening, he should not. Eliyahu Amakri, he should call out to the Kohanim, which comes out of the B'Zayim. To be Nisa Lahakar Zoch like Kohen Nikrais, the Kohen is able to be the one to do it. So in such a scenario where the whole shul is Kohanim, the shots should not duchen. Why doesn't the Mechaber say that he's blessing the women and children, which clearly are in shul? So because they will not be enough for the bracha to be chal for them by themselves, but they are included in the bracha. They answer amen. If they're there, let's say there are no women and kids. Then he is amen ein ma'akiv is a bracha. Answering amen is not ma'akiv the bracha, and the people in the field will be included in the bracha. If there's yosim ersar sivkatan kof atam, what's the reason for this? The kivan sheisha sara, since there are 10 people, gedailim shechlulanis amen al bracha, able to answer amen mutav. It's always better sheiskaimu shneyan, that they both should be there, the amen and the bracha via mixas and island vasara yanu amen vasara oinim, and 10 answers sivkatan kof aleph. As we turn over the page over here for a moment, Daf al Gav continues the Mishnah Berurah. The Kaim Elam is Sivalv Dinasiyas Kavayim Basar Kayanim in Amin. Even though we learned that when it comes to duchaning, Siyas Kapayim Basar, when you have 10 people and the kind of a part of those 10, Vinimsa Shein Kan Asara Oinim, you're not going to have 10 people answering Afilachi Shaper Dami. So why over here do we make it sound like you need to have 10 people answering? Shiny Hasam all the way back in Sivalv to give the Iker Brechas Kohanim al Yisrael Namra. Therefore, Chashiva Afilu Bachas Me'asara, it's considered even less than 10. Afilu She'isham Rak Yisrael Echad, you have 1 Yisrael. Then, Kulam Ma'il L'Dach Varchi Yisrael Azen, the Yisrael gets the bracha. Mash Enkim and Indi Dan. We're dealing a shul of Kulam Kohanim. Then, Lo Chashiv Levarchim L'Chodayu, they should not say it by themselves. Alam Kini Shasar Shekablu Abracha V'yanu Amen. So very fascinating halacha, probably a good trivia question, that you could have the same 12 people in shul, and in one case, 11 go up to duchen, or I should say 10, and in the other case, only 2 go up to duchen. And the difference is, if it's all kohanim, then you want to have a minyan of 10 answering amen, whereas if some are Yisraelim, then we are not makbid on that. Before we call it a day, let's take a minute to see some of the dirshus over here. Note number 97, that the kohanim she'ipanim al panim says the sefer Likutei Halachais, I believe that's the sefer by the Chafetz Chaim himself, I'm not sure, that in those places that the shatz is a bit higher, Yoser Mikoy Maseh, she's all the way up high, it's Yitachin, that L'chatzchili Yizar Kohanim Shalamin Me'achayre Oise Amid, it should not be behind that platform. Why? Because the platform is a mafsik, is a hefsik, and it's not considered panim al panim. And he has on over there that what Shulchan Aruch says, Afilu Mechitza Barzel is not mafsik to the kohanim and the people. That's mechitza, it's not so tall, and therefore you have the din of panim kedeged panim. But from the Bir Halacha, it seems that even if one is outside of the shul, it's considered that you are a chayir mechitza. It's not mafsik. And I think, if I remember correctly, in the great synagogue in Yerushalayim, the chazan stands on an elevated pillar, but over there it's not a problem because the kohanim also stand on a big platform in the front. Milfnei Mitztayim continues Dirshu, note number 98, that even if one is on the side of the kohanim and not part of the bracha, Chasam Sefer was noyig to stand panim keneged panim, and as well the stapler. So this is where you'll see that there are those who have the anhagun. You might wonder, Maybe you're Amaratzim. Why are they coming to stand directly facing the kohanim? We learned over here that even if you're on the side, it's fine. The answer is the Chasam Sofer and the Stapler were makbid to be panim keneged panim mish. And we conclude with note number 99 over here, in which the Dirshu points out that the reason why you're not included in the bracha if you're behind the kohanim, because why are you not going to get the bracha? Shliach Sibur, even though he's not up to the kohanim, panim keneged panim, says the Sefer Chesed Alafim. Of course, he is included in the bracha. Why? Because he is not the whole reason over here, and this is another one of those reasons. Once you understand the tam, it makes a lot of sense. Because the Sheikh Sibur is not showing as if the bracha is not chaviv to him. Just that's where the Sheikh Sibur stands. So therefore, even if he's going to be behind, he'll be part of the bracha. Whereas V'chain Kanievsky says that if the Sheikh Sibur is behind the kohanim l'chatchila, it's not the appropriate placement. So I guess one designing a shul should not make it that the shots is further up and the stage is further back. And actually, many shuls, if you pay attention, do have this, that because they build out a whole elaborate Aron Kodesh with a beautiful stage, so the kohanim end up being in front and the shots ends up being behind them. Says Rechaim Kanievsky, that is not lechat chila. Similarly, continues Dirshu over here, if someone is behind the kohanim and he's in the middle of Shemona Esrei, says Rav Elyashiv, that's called an Einis, and he'll get the bracha as well as Rosh Mizalmin and Rav Berish Zilber, I'm not sure, the Beis Baruch, and they add on, we call Makam Yisadi Roisha, is that you should try to turn. So you're behind the kohanim, you should try to turn your face, so at least your face is connected the face of the kohanim. Whereas, says Rav Moshe Feinstein, a fascinating chiddush, that even if one is in the middle of Shemona Esrei, Mechuyav lazos mimimkama, he should move from his place and go to stand opposite the kohanim. Why? Because this din of panim keneged panim is so important. And he's able to answer Amen even in the middle of his own Shemona Esrei. Another fascinating trivia tidbit. When you let it answer Amen, you never let it answer Amen in the middle of your Shemona Esrei. You're always just silent. And we say Shemea Kaina by listening. Over here it says, Ramesha, this Amen is so critical. If you're muftach, you'll be able to go back to your tefillah. You have a sitter, you say Amen. However, in another place, Ramesha says that no, you're not allowed to start Shemona Esrei in such a situation that you're not going to be able to stop for a duchaning, because you're not able to answer Amen. So it sounds like a bit of a stira in Ramesha, because on one hand, Ramesha says you say Amen. On the other hand, Ramesha says you should not start Shemona Esrei because you're not going to be allowed to say Amen. I don't know what the yishuv of the stira is, but I believe the prevalent minhag is we do not say Amen in the middle of our Shemona Esrei. Next, important halacha is we've learned that you're not allowed to walk in front of someone davening Shemona Esrei. So you're standing in the front of shul and you have to move in order to be panim keneged panim in front of the kohanim. Are you allowed to walk in front of someone davening Shemona Esrei? Says Rav Chaim Kanievsky, absolutely not, but rather stay where you are, get the bracha over there. However, when one needs to go to the side of the shots that is davening in order to get the bracha, then Rosh Mizalman says that is okay. Even lechatchila, you're able to do that in order that you might walk by the shot. So we're finding a fine nuance of chilik here. To walk in front of someone else, davening Shemona Esrei, you cannot. To walk in front of the Sheikh Sibur, you can. B'siyata d'shmaya. Oh wait, does this note continue? No, this note does not continue. So, b'siyata d'shmaya, we will pick up with Sif Chaf Hey in the next year in Mirza Hashem.